Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. I just appreciate you listening. So I'm not gonna ask you to follow me on Instagram at Mark Waldo Ward. I'm not gonna ask you to rate and review the show. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe to it. Thank you for your time. What up, world? It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Fast Network. Today we got with us definitely a legend in his own right. Shit, the first time I heard many of the biggest names in music, I heard them on your albums. Lil O, how you doing, brother?
Hey man, blessed by the best, man. Thanks for having me, homie. Real talk.
No doubt, no doubt. Shit, thanks for doing my show. It still geeks me out talking to cats like you because like I've been listening to your music for like a minute, like a
Thank
long,
you.
like
Thank
like
you.
you know like you. I've been to jail and I've been to college, and
Yeah.
when I was dealing with that prison and probation shit, I was at a spot where you could get music in, and
Okay.
I used to listen to Can't Rain Forever all the time when I did this little work release shit.
No doubt. That's one of the special Lil O records, man. It's like I'm at a point in my career now where it's like when people tell me about certain records that help them get through certain times, it hits different. You get what I'm saying? So Can't Rain Forever, it's like it gives me the chills because I didn't even think it would be a big record like that. It wasn't made for that. It was just me venting. You get what I'm saying? But now at this point in my career, it's crazy how out of all the Lil O hits and Lil O records, it just shocks me now how many times people tell me about that record, man, and what it means to them. So I'm real proud of that song. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, something about your music. I always thought that you was kind of like Devin was kind of like authentic and real for like what like a working class a working cat might go through, or somebody that's trying to chill, but it was still like real life shit as opposed to like mansion parties, you know, like shit that most people don't do. And I
For
always
sure.
felt that like you represented the street side of that same thing, but more like not that wake up in a Bugatti shit, but like
Yeah,
you can make a nice amount of dough, but that still don't mean you like hustling. And like you was always talking
absolutely.
about like getting out and your
Absolutely.
people's not liking it, how that made you feel, and that's just more realistic than a lot of shit. Selling dope on the iPhone, shit you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, it's just I think that's why I've lasted that long, this long as well. It's like I think it's easy to tell the truth. It's hard to keep on lying. You know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah,
listen if you listen to Lil O's albums from the very beginning, even to where I'm at now, I think when you listen to a Lil O album, you can always pretty much tell where I am in life. You get what I'm saying? And you can
yeah,
always listen to the growth, or even if I'm talking about the streets, I'm telling it from a very real perspective. And I think it was easy to do because it was what I was really living. And I think a lot of guys that just talk about it, it's like I question how valid they really is. It's like because we talking code. I don't even have to meet anybody. I know a brick slanger when I meet them. I know a trapper when I meet them. I know someone. I don't even have to. You go what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's like so when I hear so many people making the street sound glamorous, and I was a top tier hustler. It's just a lie. The streets ain't a glamorous place, fam. It's like even if you're making a bunch of money, this shit is stressful as fuck,
Stressful,
bro.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, this shit stressful as fuck. So it's like it was just me being honest, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Another thing that comes from your music that I think a lot of to talk about the realness, and maybe some cats ain't really do it like they talk about is the mental stress. Like it ain't just like people getting killed or shit like that, but it's like how you have to keep up with things so much.
Oh,
Being a top level drug dealer, that's a lot of mental math, a lot of
bro,
strategizing, a lot of
it
planning,
it
logistics. You know
it,
what I'm saying?
it is master chess. It is master chess. It is managing emotions. It is handling friendships. It's knowing who's going to turn on you before they even know they're going to do it. It's
Mm,
it's knowing who's going to be a hater. It's keeping your environment. It's knowing what's a good move and what's a bad move. It's a lot of things. Even when you're getting the money, it's knowing what to do. It's a lot of shit, man. I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I wouldn't wish it on worse. Now that I'm older and I can really look back at shit, it's like it's not. I wouldn't wish a kingpin lifestyle on my worst enemy. It's not. It's just the reality of it, man. I think there are far easier ways to get rich. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If I would have known then what I know now, shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just reality. There are far easier ways to get rich besides drugs in America, at least.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That being said, what's something that come to mind?
As far as in getting rich,
Yeah,
man, look, okay, I'm a big believer in education. I don't care what no one says. It's just, the biggest defeater of poverty is a college education, and knowing not just the college education, knowing what to major in. Like, if you go to college and let's just be real, you major in be a teacher, you're not gonna make much. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to go be a doctor, you want to go be a lawyer, you want to go be an engineer, you want to get into finance, it won't be easy, but at least it's guaranteed that you'll make
right.
a certain amount. Not to say, oh, if you do this, you'll be a multimillionaire. But I will tell you this: if you do this, at least this will be the bare minimum of your standards. But let's just say school ain't for you. Let's just say you don't want to go to college. Man, you could be a fucking electrician.
Yeah,
Shit, you could be a plumber. People laughing. They make a lot of fucking money.
hell yeah.
They're trades. I have a friend that fixes elevators. Makes a lot of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? You could be a plane mechanic. There are plenty of trades that pay a lot of money that will guarantee you a pretty nice lifestyle. That's just the reality of it. And living in the information era where we can on the internet where you can just Google shit, it's like just don't be a dumbass. I can get on the internet right now and Google top 10 trades that pay well that don't require a degree. And they'll pop right up. Go do them. Top 10 college degrees that pay this amount. They'll pop right up. I can go do that. You know what I'm saying? And at least you go do these things and I at least make this and that. That's why the fact that so many kids want to be rappers is just shocking to me because it's the one thing that's not guaranteed. Man, this shit is hard as fuck. This shit, I'm very fortunate to have a career as long as I have and still be able to live a solid lifestyle. But this shit has its ups and downs, and it wasn't guaranteed. So it's
I mean, the best don't always win. Like in most fields, the best will go to the top, but that ain't guaranteed in rap.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like when so many kids is, tell me, give me some advice. They get mad when I tell them, hey, nigga, go to school, bitch. go get a college education. Just like I told you, Google the top 10 trades that don't require a college education. Then Google the ones that do it. If schools for you, make it fucking happen. Those are more guaranteed of you ways of finding wealth than being a rapper or a drug dealer. It's just the bottom line.
Word, man. My son 13. I've been telling him since he was like 5 that when he turns 16, I'm gonna pay for him to go to barber school. That way, teach a man to fish. That whole proverb.
A trade, man. A trade. It's like so many trades that can lead to other things too. You get what I'm saying? But there's so many trades that can pay you well that it's just a matter of heart and discipline in the game. You get what I'm saying? As far as in someone giving you the game ahead of time and people being honest. So many people want to lie and sell a dream to people, and it's almost like a stripper telling little girl she lives a glamorous life. You know what I'm saying? Most of the strippers I know don't make a lot of money, even the baddest ones. But the ones that do, even the ones that do make a lot of money, let's go on ahead and keep it real. Let's be honest. It's not as glamorous as you make it seem. You're selling your pussy. You're doing all kinds of other shit. But you're not gonna say that on social media and let the girls know what you're really doing to make the kind of money. You know what I'm saying? You would
Word.
just think they just going out to eat with rich guys. No, that's not what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, a lot of international trips. You saying the chick posting Belize and all that type shit.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
man, man,
not. It's not.
that shit come with some ugly old dick.
It comes with some 600-pound guy sitting on your face. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real, man. You ain't posting who you in Monaco with. Keep it gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd always be like me and my bestie.
Oh
What I'm
yeah. Look, man, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I just pride myself on being very honest in my music.
saying? Another thing I appreciated, like the I video, and then just throughout. I mean, so many albums, so many songs. I like how you always mentioned that it's hard for felons to get jobs, especially like when you first come out, and
Absolutely.
you kind of got like that ticking time bomb on you because
Yeah,
parole wants you to have a job.
absolutely. Well, it's easy for me to speak on that because I speak from experience. It's like, before when I was a kid, while in all the dope cases I caught, um, the last thing on my mind was how am I ever gonna get a job? Because you don't think like that back then as a kid. You
Right.
thinking I'm thugging for life. It's not till you get a little older or you try to change your ways and you be like, well, what can I do to just survive? And you understand that you're being blocked out of not just opportunities, but just a nice place to stay. And you got what I'm saying? I can't,
Yeah.
whether it be living at this nice apartment or this, you just trying to get around from a different environment and you're being blocked from so many things. You're being blocked from voting. But you get what
Well,
I'm
now
saying?
you was talking about apartments. Man, my wife was amazed when we got married and we started living together. Like
Yeah.
when we applied for apartments, I had to keep my name off the lease because I got a drug felony.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, bro. There's nothing anybody can tell me about
But
being
if I
on
ain't have no
felon.
wife or nothing, how would I have had a place to live?
And
Like
then,
all I can do is get a room to rent,
yeah,
or if I got enough money stacked for a house already. But how many people coming out of prison got that?
you just explained the struggle of millions of people in America right now. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck do you do? Or do you go back and live some shithole apartments that allow that? You're back in the same environment, and you can't. You get what I'm saying? You're back living in the jungle. A
Or
whole environment that you're trying to escape. That's because that's really all you have as options. You know what I'm saying? So, I try to avoid politics, fam. I'm not just to be honest with you, but I always said, if my platform ever gets as big as I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I take passion about. It's like, how long does a man have to pay for his crimes? How long should a felony stay on your record? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you ever heard of the story, the Scarlet Letter
yeah,
of the prostitute where they marked her for life.
an adulteress, not even just a
Yeah, yeah,
prostitute.
yeah, yeah. So it's like that's how I feel about guys that are fellas. Look, man, it's like I ain't caught a case in what 15, 20 years. How long do I still have to wear this on my back? You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? So
bro, I'm
guys,
living that every day.
yeah, so it's like that's something I feel that needs to be talked about because I think a lot of guys that have changed their life and live a totally different lifestyle or not the same person that they used to be. I mean, unfortunately, we end up paying we're paying the price for shit we did as kids, and I think that's very unfair. You know what I'm saying?
I think some of that will change though, because like I'm your age, and
No,
when we was growing up, there was a stigma. Cats who've been to prison and shit, they wouldn't be telling people, and like
yeah,
especially like in polite society, and
yeah,
like they might at the basketball court or the barbershop, or whatever. But
yeah,
like people like us, talking about this shit and showing people that everybody that went to jail 20 years ago ain't some wild savage.
yeah, yeah.
That type of shit will make a difference. Like
Uh,
with any issue, you gotta make people care about it.
Well, I don't know if that will be the way to do it. I hate to say it. I'm gonna be real. I think the opioid epidemic changes a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, because it
See,
started touching white people.
yeah, because when it was crack, it was just hey, lock them up, throw away the key, 50 years. Now you seeing how the opioid epidemic is ravishing the white community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now,
And
now
a lot of
they
you
need
got a lot of
compassion. They
white
need
boys now
treatment.
growing up that are in going to prison and
Yeah.
doing real hard time because they're selling, they're trapping, you know, those drugs and they're catching real cases. And it's different now because their grandfather is the judge, their daddy's the senator, their daddy is this and that, and then you know it's different. And you know, I tell people all the time, you know, humans are trash. Oh, it ain't just about race in general. Humans in general, black, white, pink, because we lack a lot of compassion. We never understand a lot of things till it's done to you.
Yep.
When it's done to you, all of a sudden you understand the struggle. So now what's happening is I think white America is understanding how the black community felt during the crack epidemic. So now these laws, they're a lot more sympathetic because it's their children now. It's their sons, it's their cousins, it's their brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it.
It is like the indifference is crazy. Like I ended up growing up in the hood because I kept getting in trouble and I went to live with my wild relative that lived out
Yeah.
there, right? And so like this 92 and I see police beating on motherfuckers. They was putting us on the hot hood, all that type shit, running your pockets all the time. And
Yeah.
I go back to like my all my white family on Thanksgiving and talk about it. And my one aunt used to always call me a liar. And
Yeah.
then the Rodney King shit happened and she apologized to me. But it's
Of course.
like until you see it, like man, fuck that. Like listen to
You,
people. But that's what you go to what you say about people lack compassion.
you see it, what happens to you, you won't, you know, it just don't hit the same. Then when it happens to you, you get it. And you know, that's why I try to always, you know, I always try to live a motto of I don't want to say, you know, because some of my friends say I'm very judgmental, but I try not to judge as much. But not to say I won't judge you, but I try to understand more if it's something I've never been through. You know what I'm saying? I think the world. I always tell people be kind because you never know what battles people are fighting behind closed doors. And so I think like the opioid epidemic has really opened a lot of eyes, a lot of the, you know, because you hear a lot of these senators' kids, these president kids now are in and out of rehab, in and out of jail, in and out. You go, they get it now. You get what I'm saying? So of course the laws are going to be different now. They want everybody to get rehab, but rehab wasn't an option for the crack epidemic. It was jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's night and day, and you know I'm not here to go back and forth with it, but it's just the reality of it, you know.
No doubt. Well, I mean, to totally change the subject, you know, talking about you was the first time I heard heard a lot of musicians. Like obviously everybody knows that, you know, you was one of the first people to have Destiny's Child, but you know,
Yeah,
you was the first time I heard of Mr. Wired Up, and until I lived in Houston, I had no idea how significant that is because that Wired Up movement is crazy.
yeah. Oh, shout out to Mr. Wide Up. You know, like I always tell people, when you're making history, you don't know you're making history, man. That's just my little homie. He
Yeah.
asked me to get on the song. We did it. I didn't even know the song would get that kind of stretch. It still kind of shocks me that people know that they're stretch. I'm just happy to do it, and I wish them all the best. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Um, when you was, I know you've been asked like every conceivable Screw question, but
Yeah,
one thing I know I found from people that dealt with Screw is he would put them on to a lot of music. Like people would tell me about him championing West Coast rap a lot, like how he like
absolutely,
SIBO and stuff like that.
absolutely.
And I'm curious, is there any artist that comes to mind that you remember Screw putting you on to?
Mac Ma, all the bass shit.
Oh yeah, that Mac Mall go hard. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
about it.
all the bass shit. I found I didn't know shit about it. The Screw, Mac Ma, SIBO, E40 and the click, all the shit popping out the bay outside of Too Short. You know what I'm saying? Got through Screw.
That's what's up, man.
Spice One, all that shit. I got through Screw.
I feel like the West Coast don't get enough love.
Are you talking about
You
now
talking.
or back then? What are you talking
Well,
about?
now for like the last 5 6 years, I feel like the West been on top and people ain't been paying attention. Like with Kendrick, YG, Nipsey Hussle, Absol, Vince Staples, yada yada, J Rock. But back in the day too, and I know not so much like G Funk, but like all that bass shit you talking about.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it don't get the love it deserves.
I don't think the Bay gets the respect it deserves in general. Even when we're talking about West Coast music, it's
Yeah.
very LA influence. You know what I'm saying? You think LA, but coming from Texas and coming from a screw tape era, we listen to a lot of the bass shit. You know what I'm saying? We listen to a lot of the LA shit too, but you know, E40 and the Click, and you know, guys like Mac Mall and Spice One and Rapping Forte. You know, if you listen to the screw tapes, Sibo, all that shit, we listen to all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think the bass been slept on in general when you think about West Coast music.
Shit, talking about slept on, like, bro, I feel like your catalog's been slept on. Like you got one of the deepest catalogs in rap, basically.
Man, you know, it's like I say, I'm at a point in my career where I really realize all the accomplishments and just how deep the catalog is and how many hits I have and records. But you know, look, bro, it's like at the end of the day, I live an incredibly blessed life. I got a new album out right now that's doing extremely great. And look, man, everything is in God's time. That's one thing I learned about life. It's like there's nothing you don't go through that's in vain. You know, maybe, you know, because I think I'm a lot more tame now. I think I'm a lot more wise now. It's like because when I say I'm one of the people that really did it, I mean that. So it's like me with multi-millions back then would be dangerous.
I feel you. I know. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Could really be a dangerous, it could really be a dangerous situation because me with no restraints and the type of how I moved and the type of people I moved with, how I thought, it could be a dangerous situation, man. You know, bodies would be dropping left to right, and I'd be sending blitz, and I'm sure I could have ended up people sending blitz back at me, and I could have fucked up opportunities of a lifetime, and where I'm supposed to be just making legal money, having a great time, I could have fucked a lot of shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I I'm having a great time right now, and I think I'm more prepared for any big success now than I was back then. To be honest with you, I think it's kind of great now because I think I can handle it a lot better.
No, that word, I can dig that.
You know,
You talking about the greatest of all players album,
greatest of all players
and
album.
bro,
That's the latest album out right now.
and you ain't doing nothing but getting better. Like man, I fuck with TeeLee so fucking hard. What made you come up with that flow?
Man, it's not even a come up. It just, you know, I've always been
Just
able to
happened.
adapt to different beats, you know. So it's just TeeLee shoot the dice, you know. That's just street slang for how we talk down there during when we start a dice game. We always say if people always ask me that ain't from down here, they say, what does TeeLee mean? So TeeLee is when we start in a dice game, it's like you know, there are two dice in a dice game. So the person I'm rolling against takes one dice and I take one dice and we both roll, whoever gets the highest point is who gets to shoot first. So it's hustler terminology. That's how all dice games start. TeeLee. So it's TeeLee shoot dice, done it once, done it twice. TeeLee was just the street slang of how we started the dice game. But pretty much, if you listen to the song, I'm pretty much telling you, I bet on myself and I won. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
I
sir.
put it all on the line. I gambled everything. I risked it all and I won. TeeLee, shoot the dice, done it once, done it twice. Tell these niggas I'm back to balling. Steak now, no beans and rice. So it's a song about a guy that bet on himself. And with success, man, it's like this shit ain't pretty, man. You think everybody cheers you on when you're first starting? It's a gamble, man. A lot of people don't want are scared to bet on themselves. You know what I'm saying? But it was a dream for Lil O to be a rap star. It was a dream for Lil O to make it this far. I bet on myself. A lot of people didn't cheer for me. A lot of people thought it was a joke. A lot of people thought it was a game. I've been counted out. I've been, you know, several times and always had to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like TeeLee is just me saying, hey, man, you know, I didn't give up. I bet on myself and I won.
Well, bro, that's definitely gonna make it on like my. I got like this playlist I always go back to, and the only things on that like I ain't gonna front can't rain forever already on there, but TeeLee got added, and I mean, that probably don't mean shit to you, but like as far as I look at shit,
It
that's
mean,
like the
it,
highest compliment. That's like the gold list, you know.
no, I appreciate it. It actually does mean a lot to me because I like to know people that have been listening to my music and have their own little old favorites. It's always very interesting to me to hear, are there any new little old records that they feel are just that good, that can live up to, so always like hearing what are the new songs that people are really digging off the new album, or they think that are that special. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is a big deal what you think. It's actually quite interesting to me.
Oh, shit, that's what's up. Did you ever see Pimp C at Screw's house or Bun B?
I never saw Pimp at Screw's house, but I lived with Pimp for a whole summer, and when he lived in Atlanta, a lot of
What?
people
I
don't
didn't
know.
know that.
Yeah. Pimp is my big homie. A lot of people don't know UGK was the first people to take me on tour. So
Okay.
Mama West and Bun and Pimp, I hold them in very high regard. Like, they're my
You met
big
like
homie.
Easy Leo and all that.
I can't hear you.
You met like Easy Leo and all that.
I don't know easily. Who?
Easy Leo, Hezeleo. He was on
Okay. Those were UGK alumni, like the
later.
artists. Yeah, I met them, but that was they. I'm talking about, this is when UGK first started.
Okay.
This is before they were signing anybody. This is when they were hot,
Okay,
but
got you.
it was
Like the
just
Ride
them at
Dirty
the
days.
time. Yeah, this is when, this was before UGK alumni. This is when it was just UGK and they were the hottest group out of Texas. And you know what I'm saying? This was before they started signing artists and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Did
This
y'all
is
go to
when it was
Freaknik?
just, what'd you say?
Did y'all go to Freaknik?
Nah. I've been to Freaknik, but Pimp had a crib out in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So when I went out there, Freaknik wasn't going on. We would just go to regular clubs and party. That's like going out with Pimp. That was the first time I ever met with Too Short and party with Jermaine Dupri and met the Brad and all, because they loved them in Atlanta. They treated them like royalty. You know what I'm saying? I met the Goody Mob and with the whole Dungeon family. That was his crew out there. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Jazzy
Yeah.
Faye and all those guys, DJ Funky and all those dudes, you know what I'm saying? So, that went back when Atlanta was, it was a different vibe, man. It was an incredible moment in
It
time.
has changed.
Yeah, definitely. But to be out there with Pimp was to be out there with, a guy that had the red carpet open to him. You know what I'm saying? So it was great times, great memories.
Yeah, that sounds like some epic ass shit.
Yeah, it
Right.
was.
You just took me back. I'm just picturing that. What's a memorable moment you remember about Big Mo musically? Like maybe like seeing him perform or something like that, or like a time he just killed it.
Me and Big Mo have so many memories, to be honest with you. A lot of people don't know Big Mo was a hardcore Lil O fan. When I say hardcore, like, he was one of my biggest supporters. He was one of my biggest encouragers of, like, Lil O, you really special, man. You really got it. So I just love that guy in general, man. You know what I'm saying? The things that I got that are most memorable ain't really even about music. Maybe it's just me going in front of Mo's house in Third Ward and sitting on the porch talking about music. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like, oh, one time he did. Nah, it's just those are the things I miss most about Mo. Just sitting in front of the porch in front of his mama house and just talking.
Man, as a fan, one of my biggest regrets is I never got to see a concert. Like I mean, I've seen you like 3 times, but
Yeah.
But that's a big regret. But people don't know, man, that he was a big O. I mean, a Lil O fan. Shit, good musicians like good music. That ain't surprising to me at all.
It's like you say, it's a lot to be told, man. I really feel when this Lil O story, one day they're gonna have to write a movie about this shit. It's really an incredible story, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still writing it though. That's just the crazy thing about it, man. I'm still writing it, man. I still think the best is yet to come, man. I think there's a lot of good shit going on right now, man. It's just so many records right now are really starting to catch a life of their own off the new album. Like, it's shocking. Like, I think TeeLee's really hitting now. Like, people understanding, like, oh, this, because I dropped that video before the album dropped. So it's like, I think now that the album is dropped, now it's starting to make its rounds. Certain records are coming back now, and it's crazy now. It's like that TeeLee record is really starting to make a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it probably just needed people to hear it because
Yeah,
like I can't imagine someone hearing that once and not being like, what like that's one of them songs that when it comes on, people be like, what's that?
yeah, it's good. That's a huge compliment. We'll see, man. Be in your prayers, man. But things is good, man. This is the plight of being an underground artist, uh, uh, and taking stuff mainstream. You get what I'm saying? We'll see, man. But God don't sleep, man. And he's gotten me this far. There's a couple records on there. What are your favorite songs on there? Have you heard the whole album yet?
Oh yes, sir, definitely the
What
Trill,
what, what are your favorites? What are your favorites?
Trill, the High Side and Joint.
That's another one that's going stupid.
I haven't looked at the track list, like man, bro. I probably listened to since Friday. I probably listened to every album you got on Spotify at least once. Like before I answer that though, definitely the Jealousy Got Me Strapped album. I never heard that because I was in jail,
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
I never knew that came out. And
oh
man,
man,
I
that's
wish I heard that.
classic.
Yeah, I fuck with that hard body. But on the greatest all players, definitely true. I mean, all them Jones. I like Date Night and how you had the challenge and went with it on YouTube.
Absolutely,
I
that's
mean,
another big record.
I was happy to see Brian Angel. I'm a Brian Angel fan. I definitely like I'm Not a Pimp. Yeah, I mean, there ain't no filler on there, bro. Like to be honest with you, I ain't never heard a Lil O record that was like, man, he's not trying.
Thank you, man. That's a huge compliment, man. That's a huge
And even some of the
compliment.
greatest of all time, you can say that about. So, you know,
That's a huge compliment. Every time I make a record, I try to make it like it's my last. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't ever. If anything, I want my legacy to be that Lil O always cared about the art and gave us the best quality of music. I don't ever want anybody to listen to me and think he's not trying to make an effort. You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge compliment to me, and I appreciate that.
oh, no doubt. Like I always tell people, and I ain't trying to be cliche, but man, I appreciate the music. Thank you for the music. That being said, going forward, like this fall and this winter, what's your plans musically?
Right now, it's all about the greatest of all players and spreading the movement. I'm just being honest with you. This album, I'm so proud of it. Coming with a long legacy of albums that I got. I got so many classic albums that people consider classics, whether it's Fat Rat with the Cheese or Food on the Table, Blood. So it's like Blood Money. I just Jealous got me. I didn't want to release an album if I felt it couldn't live up the
I
standards
get
of
you.
all my other classics. And now the greatest of all players is out, and I think it's safe. I'm comfortable saying now that it's being embraced that Lil O is back, and this is another stellar album. This is a classic album. This is like some real deal shit. So now it's all about spreading this movement to the world as an indie artist. You know what I'm saying? I got the new video out right now with Bumby Trill. I love that record. I just think it's special. I think it's I just think it's impeccable. It's an impeccable song. Date Night is just a big record. High Side, TeeLee. It's just I'm not a. It's just so many dope records on here. To be honest with you, I just want to do my best to make sure the world gets a chance to hear this album because I'm that proud of it and I believe in it that much. I think the greatest of all players is a hip hop classic. I think if you're a Lil O fan, I don't think I'm disappointed. I think you're actually gonna be like. I think you're actually gonna be shocked if you're a Lil O fan. Not shocked, but I think you're gonna be amazed. Like how is he still able to make songs at such a high level for this long? I don't think it shows I'm sharper than ever. I'm better than ever. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm the best ever in my whole career. I don't feel like I've lost it. I feel like I'm like fine wine. I just get better and better. I'm so proud of this album, and I just want to make sure the world hear it.
Word, because I mean, you growing as an artist, but still having the stuff that people love. A lot
Yeah,
of times people quote unquote grow, but all they really do is just change, but don't keep
yeah,
keeping the other stuff that people like.
yeah.
So I
So
mean, but because it's natural though, because like you ain't like, oh, I gotta make a joint that sound like the Migos, or I gotta make a
yeah,
drill joint. You just making whatever
I just
you
make
like. You
what I
say the
like.
TeeLee, you heard the beat and it spoke to you.
Yeah. I just make what I like. I'll never stick to trends. I'll never try to make a song that sounds like anything. I just do what I like and take it from there. And I think that's why the greatest of all players sounds like it is, man. It's a dope album, and I'm just gonna grind hard. That's all I care about right now. I want the world to hear that album. I don't want it. I want everybody to hear TeeLee, Date Night, and Trill, and High Side, and all these big records on there, man. I really, right now, I feel like I've done everything I wanted to do as an indie artist. I want to compete with the best of the best, and I feel I can go against anybody, record for record, bar for bar. Let's do it.
Man, I totally agree with you, bro. But before we wrap up, what's your socials and which do you use the most, and what's the best place to get at you?
All my socials are S.U.C. Lil O. That's S.U.C.L.I.L.O. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter. That's my Facebook. That's my TikTok. That's my Snapchat. That's everything. S.U.C.L.I.L.O. I'm always on there. You can always follow me on there. I'm on the gram a lot. I know people uh to actually get on TikTok a little bit more, but I'm not really a you know, I'll figure out a way to use that platform a little bit more. But I'm on the ground. I'm on all of them.
Bro, I'm with you. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm gonna have to start make a TikTok. Unfortunately,
I'm not against it. It's just
I
my
sound
little
like New Jones. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I ain't never had no MySpace shit, but I thought I was good with the Twitter and Facebook. I dug my heels in on Instagram for the longest.
it's just so many platforms to keep up with, bro. It's like what you got: Twitter, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got Snapchat. That's four. So now you want to add a TikTok to it. It's like, I have a life too. You know
They,
what
they
I'm
got
saying?
they got to show me first though. You know what I'm saying? Because like some of them Jones go away. You got to prove to me that you gonna last before I even think about that shit.
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say TikTok's gonna be
Yeah,
here
it's
for a
there.
while. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? That's
No
just
bullshit.
that's just the reality of it. But I think Instagram's gonna be here forever for a while too. You know what I'm saying? So all
Like
these
little,
all these
it's
joints
like
are
Lil
here.
O music. It's gonna be here forever.
Amen. I claim that, man. I claim that, and I'm grateful to all the fans. I'm grateful to guys like you that appreciate my music and are spreading the movement. And yeah, man. I hope. I was gonna say I hope I didn't let y'all down, but I know I didn't let y'all down with the greatest of all
Not at
players. Now,
all.
hey man, hey y'all just keep on praying for me, keep on spreading the music, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the brand new Lil O album, the greatest of all players. And we just gonna put the rest in God's hands, man. Real talk. Thank you for having me.
No doubt, sir. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. It's an honor and a privilege. You have a good night, man.
Absolutely, brother. I definitely. What I'm sure you'll know when I'm in Tampa, so you definitely got to pull up on me, man.
Oh, no doubt. I'll be there.
And we'll link up. How you like it out there, man? How long you been out there?
About 5 years.
Okay.
It's all right. It got a little like bar section with clubs that's cool, but Orlando's lit. Orlando got a nice hip hop scene because DJ Khaled and them.
Okay. Is Khaled in Orlando or Miami?
Well, he started as a DJ here apparently, and when he had that production team, I forget what it was called, but they did songs for Dipset. The other dude was DJ Nasty, and he like the
Okay.
top, and he like the top DJ in Orlando now still.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah. I
So
can't wait
like
to
so
get
like
out
we the best. They always be having events out there, and I
there.
kind of
Okay.
get the impression when cats sign there, they go live in Orlando.
Gotcha. Now I get a lot of love from Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm gonna definitely be out that way soon, man. So I salute you. Shout out to all of Florida. Shout out to all of your listeners, and I appreciate you for having me again, homie. And let's spread the movement, man. I'll see y'all soon, man. Much love, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. Take it light.
That's good. All right, now.